Laurie, Starkey here. Good to see you again. Whether you're brand new to my channel or coming back for another round of this, welcome. I am so glad to have you here with me. Thanks for spending some time with me. So this is another one of those recipe videos. I cook a tremendous amount, so I thought, why not go ahead and share some of the goods and the bads and the uglies with you guys. This week has been crazy. Earlier this week we did the Fathead Pizza, which I was thrilled about. Please make sure if you haven't checked out that video on the Fathead Pizza, you can do that. It should be up here in the deck of cards. You can just grab it and go watch it, because the best thing about this is once you figure out the crust, you can totally put anything you want on top of it. So the world of pizza opens back up for you, which is super exciting. I also have a cream cheese and goat cheese cucumber appetizer that we ate in that same video. But for this next video that you're gonna see, we took that same fathead dough and we decided we would make a kolache out of it. So here's the scoop. Me and my family are opening a bakery. We have about 3 to 4 more weeks of interior design and grabbing equipment and doing all kinds of crazy stuff to get the bakery open. And it's a breakfast restaurant, it's not just a bakery. But we have lots of baked goods that we're bringing from Texas, where we all grew up to Tennessee, where I live now. Well, one of these things is a kolache. So I'm gonna just show you this. It smells so good. It's a yeast roll, and inside of it is a really small, smoky, Eckrich smoky sausage. And they're already pre-cooked and everything. And so I make those with sausage and cheese, sausage, jalapeno, and cheese. And then we make a whole slew of them, the same type of dough that has fruit. I'm gonna try to see if I can get this open to show you, but that has fruit as well. Well, I love the sausage ones. And so this week, my daughter and I, Allison, were like, we have to figure out a way to have kolaches, because it's not gonna be a lot of fun if everybody's having yeast roll kolaches, sausage kolaches, which is the Texas kolache, by the way, around us. So we decided to make our own. So this recipe coming up is actually that pizza fathead dough, and it has in it, we just put it in the fridge for a little bit so it would get colder, and then we cut it and rolled it out and made kolaches. And then we sprinkled everything but the bagel seasoning from Trader Joe's on top. And I'm gonna tell you what, they were awesome. They were a great fix for what we needed. Here, I actually got that bag open. So here's one of the, not that you guys on the keto diet wanna see all this yeast, but man, that smells awesome. This is one of the cherry ones. So all the boys in the house are still eating lots and lots of yeast. I'm the only one on the keto diet, so everybody just kind of cheers me on. But anyways, the second recipe that you're gonna see on this video, which I'm super stoked about, is a sausage ball. We have lots of family, lots of friends, and so we usually have lots of get-togethers. And every time we do, we always have like an appetizer to the appetizer. So we're just an eating family, but usually we'll have sausage balls. And the traditional sausage ball is Jimmy Dean's sausage, ground crumble sausage, cheddar cheese, and Bisquick. Well, you're well aware that Bisquick isn't exactly a fan favorite on the keto diet. So we decided to look up a new recipe, and this one took the Bisquick out, added in some almond flour and cream cheese. Now these sausage balls were much softer than the ones I'm used to, but the flavor was 100% still there. So I made a good handful of them, and before the day was over, they were completely gone. So the sausage balls are great. I hope you enjoy these videos. Just grab you don't even have to grab you nothing actually. It's www.lauriestarkey.com/week 2 to get the actual recipes. I typed them all out for you. I put some pictures in there. If I borrowed the recipe from someone else, I gave them credit for that. So www.lauriestarkey.com/week 2. These are our week 2 recipes. Go check those out on my site. And if you do make them, please let me know down in the comments how that works out for you. So enjoy. All right, up first we have fathead kolaches, keto style. Now, like I just mentioned, kolaches are really just pigs in a blanket. They come from Texas. We eat these for breakfast all the time. We'd been baking all day this day, by the way. And we were making normal yeast kolaches for everybody else. So me and Allison, my middle child, she's about 20, we decided we wanted to make some kolaches that we could have on our keto lifestyle. So she's starting with a fathead dough recipe that I absolutely love. You're gonna need mozzarella cheese, cream cheese, almond flour, an egg, baking powder, and either Italian seasoning, basil, or oregano if you want either one of those, garlic salt. These are all optional. Now what she's gotten here, she's gone ahead and she's put the mozzarella cheese in the 2 cups, the 1 ounce of cream cheese. She's put it in the microwave for 45 seconds. She gives it a pretty good stir here. And again, this is the fathead dough recipe from the pizza recipe that I have on my website on lauriestarkey.com/week 2. And then she put it back in there for 45 more seconds. So remember, your mozzarella cheese and your cream cheese, 45 seconds, mix it around, take it out, stir it real good, put it back in there for 45 seconds, and then it's at a really good consistency. Next, she's gonna go ahead and crack 1 egg in here. Remember, if you're nervous about cracking an egg directly in the bowl, you could always crack it in a smaller bowl, in a coffee cup. You could actually use your measuring cup if you're done with it. You could crack the egg right in there to make sure you don't get any shells. But she went right into the bowl. She's big and brave, I guess. And so now she's gonna add in that almond flour. 1 egg and 1 cup of almond flour. So she's going to sprinkle that in here. And again, you could use maybe coconut flour. I'm not sure. You need to do a little bit of research if you don't like almond flour, or if you want a different option for this. This dough is super versatile. We're going to be trying some different things with it over the next few weeks. But whereas I put my hand in the dough right here at this point, I wash my hands real good, soap and water, and then I'll put my hands in the dough just to get it really mixed. Allison is not a hands to the dough type girl, so she's just using the spatula to get it really good and mixed. Now, the difference between the fathead pizza dough and this dough is we did not add any Italian seasoning, so forgive me on that. You could add in garlic, salt, or nothing. You could add in the seasonings if you want, but I think we kept the dough plain because we knew we were going to make kolaches and we're going to add some seasoning to the top. And the other difference is with the fathead pizza dough, at this point, you would put it on the pan and get it in the oven. Like, let's get to eating, right? But for this one, because we're going to be rolling it out like a baker would, we're going to need the dough to be cold. It's very tacky, sticky dough. It tears super easy. It doesn't have gluten in it, right? Gluten-free. So the gluten is what kind of keeps it to where you could stretch it and use it and manipulate it for baking. So she's going to have to get that pretty cold. Now, while that's sitting in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes getting cold, she has put 1 egg into this small bowl, and she's going to add just a splash of heavy whipping cream, probably about a tablespoon. If you have dairy issues with milk or cream and you don't want to use that, you could totally have used water. It just kind of thins this out, and this is just going to be an egg wash that we're going to use to help form the kolaches, to keep them together, the pigs in a blanket, as well as spread on the top of them so they get really pretty and golden brown. So she's just making that egg wash. Now she's going to try and start working with this fathead dough to make our pigs in a blanket. She's got parchment paper, not wax paper. Huge difference, as you've heard me say a million times. Wax paper will absolutely ruin everything you're up to. So with this recipe that we did, you can see me, I'm going to cut this into 8 pieces. It probably could have been cut into 10. I got this recipe from Dot to Trot's website. I will link that below and in my on my website for you guys too. Dot has a bunch of great recipes. I love watching her. So I'm cutting this into 8 pieces because we're going to make 8 pigs in a blanket. I'm kind of just showing you here. If you want to be real technical, you could measure this out and you would just measure the whole thing, and then you would divide whatever that was in ounces by 8 to 10, and then cut it and start weighing your little kolache balls. However you want to do that. We make it in balls, and then you could roll it out here. Now this, like I said, look how tacky this dough is not like flour dough, like yeast and gluten dough. It is super sticky. So Allie's going to have fun here in a minute trying to get this to actually roll into a kolache, and you just have to be patient. And I will tell you that if it starts to get to where your fingers are sticking real bad, or it's tearing, the dough's tearing really bad, just put it back in the freezer. You can put it in the fridge or the freezer just for a few minutes. You're also going to need some Smokies. We love Eckrich. They're our absolute favorite. That's what we'll be using in our bakery when we do our kolaches there. And you could put cheese right in the middle of this. You could put cheese and jalapenos too. Just remember, anything you put in there, you want to pat dry with some paper towels, because that dough is already having issues and it's just going to get wet from anything you use. So just be careful with that. But she puts the sausage in there. She starts to roll it. She's putting some of her egg wash right there on the base of the dough, as you can see, and that's because that stuff is super tacky and sticky, and it will hold the kolache together as she finishes rolling it. So she takes her time really well and rolls all 8 of these, and you can tell it's taking her some time. So you just have to be patient. This would probably be a lot of fun with maybe kids like from 10 and up. I don't know. You may have a good time with the little ones doing it too, but it is not a very friendly dough. So she's now taking the seam where the kolache closes, and she's pushing it together, and the dough is so tacky and pliable that it will let it just push right together. You can see right there she did it. Now these go seam down on a baking sheet, and it can be a small or big or round or square, it does not matter. Just put the seams down, and she's brushing that egg wash on so that these get really pretty and golden brown. And then she's going to add everything but the bagel seasoning. That's Trader Joe's, but you could add anything you want. You could add sesame seeds or poppy seeds or a little bit of garlic salt or basil or oregano, any flavors that you wanted to add to this, or none at all. We left 2 without it just to kind of see, and we were super sad that we did, because we should have just put it on all of them. It was absolutely delicious. That everything with the bagel seasoning worked out perfectly. So we're going to be at 450 degrees. Yep, 450 degrees for 20 minutes. Now you're just gonna wanna watch them. I mean, anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes, depending upon your oven, they could get done. So just kind of keep peeking at them, because this dough is not like regular dough. It shows that it's done on top, and then it's not gooey in the middle like normal yeast dough. Sometimes it looks done on top, but it ain't done. So anyways, here's our kolaches. This is how they turned out. They're delicious. We were trying a recipe for our potatoes, and there's the fruit yeast kolaches that we make for our bakery. So I'm just showing you everything in the kitchen today. We were baking our butts off that day, trying different things. So anyways, this is how they turned out. They were absolutely delicious. There's my sweet girl, crazy girl. All right, up next is sausage balls. Man, we absolutely love sausage balls. I know I've talked about them a little, probably in my intro and outro video, but they are a fantastic filler or starter, or if you're going to someone's house, they're a great appetizer to take with you. So you're gonna need for this a pound of breakfast sausage. You're gonna need cream cheese, cheddar cheese, or you could have used any cheese you wanted there, by the way, instead of cheddar. 1 egg, almond flour. Hello, I'm trying to say hi to you guys. The recipe calls for dried minced onions. I don't use those. I just use a little bit of garlic salt, baking powder, and regular salt if you want. Again, I use garlic. I've already added in the pound of Jimmy Dean's regular style sausage, 4 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. That's important, the room temperature. Put that thing out, put that cream cheese out on a plate right when you get started, and you won't have to fight it here in a minute. And then 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. And like I said, you could have used pepper jack if you wanted a little bit of a bite. You could have used Swiss if you wanted it to be a little bit more tart and creamy. You could use anything you want. I would use a hard shredded cheese or semi-soft shredded cheese. I would not use like a goat cheese. However, you can totally try whatever you want. And then we're gonna add in the almond flour. It's 3/4 of a cup of almond flour that I'm gonna add in here. So I probably have a 1/4 cup measuring tool here. But I'm going to add that in, and traditionally this is when you would add in your Bisquick, and a traditional sausage ball does not have cream cheese. So like I've mentioned, these are a little bit softer, but they're crazy delicious, and I only made them this once so far on this keto journey, but my kids keep asking and asking and asking and asking for them. So just know that they are a fantastic thing. They warm up deliciously. They really feel like a breakfast item, but you could have them for a snack, or you could have them, I actually had them for dinner one night. That's how freaking good they were. I had them for dinner with just a side of an avocado and maybe a little bit of a salad. So I'm just adding in the salt. It calls for 2 teaspoons of salt, and then I'm going to add in a little bit of that baking powder. It really gives them a lift. Bisquick already has those things in it in the normal non-keto recipe, so this really gives them a really fun, fluffy lift. And then I'm going to add in that egg. It does not have to be room temperature. I know with baking, that's pretty serious stuff to make sure everything's room temperature, but I'm just going to add that egg straight in. And like I've mentioned, if you're not comfortable, crack that thing in a small bowl. I'm a hand girl, like you know, and so I'm just going to go ahead and stick my hand in there and get it all mixed up really well and incorporated. You definitely don't want chunks of cream cheese or sausage. Oh, there's Cutie. Gosh, he's in every video, isn't he? He must like you guys. Anyways, you don't want chunks of stuff, and as you can see, I definitely took my wedding ring off. I wasn't trying to get sausage up in my wedding ring. Then you just get you a pan, and then you can either spray it, or you could use parchment paper, or you could use butter, or whatever you like to do to make sure that your stuff doesn't stick. I'm actually going to roll these into small balls. I want to say this made 28 balls total, and I put it as 7 servings because I like to eat 3 to 4 sausage balls per serving. So you can see there, I'm not really flattening them, and the balls did not roll easily, by the way. It wasn't like it just rolled into a pretty little ball. So do your best, and if not, just get you one of those, just get you a teaspoon or a tablespoon and scoop it over there. These are going to go at a 350 degree oven. They're going to bake for 25 minutes. And what you really care about is that the sausage gets cooked all the way through. Now on Dot's website, which again I'll reference, she has a dip that goes with them that I did not use. We did not need the dip. Everybody inhaled these like crazy people. The bottom of these gets really crunchy. The cheese melts down and it's just absolutely delicious. You can see one kind of in the middle. You see that one that's kind of torn open. I did that probably at 20 minutes in. I pulled it out. I checked it. I think it's one of the first ones I'm going to grab, like I'm all smooth and stuff. So, but I did check it to make sure that the sausage was fully cooked, and you're just looking for no pink, right? And you see how soft these are? They're a lot softer than the traditional sausage balls you would have with Bisquick, but they turned out so good. They were so... Hey. So how did you like those recipes? I'm gonna tell you what, if you have to go to a party or have an event that you're going to, or even if you host one, but really if you're going, one of the things that really good friend of mine and a health coach trainer taught me was, if you're going to someone else's place, make sure you take something that you can eat. I'm sure you guys have all heard that tip and trick, but it's really easy to think, I'll find something to eat there. And then you get there and it's like a carbaholic party and you're like, well, guess I'll just cheat for tonight. And then you feel like crap for the rest of the evening and you've knocked yourself out of ketosis. So probably not. The best thing to do is to find some really cool and easy, if you can, recipes that you can make ahead of time and just take with you. I'm gonna tell you what, those sausage balls would be a fantastic option for you to take with you. Also on the kolaches, those can be eaten any time of the day and you can put anything you want inside of them. I could have rolled up ham and Swiss cheese. I could have made just about anything to go in them. They can be very versatile. They don't have to just be a breakfast sausage, but we here eat them for breakfast. So it might be a great option for you to bake some and then put them in the refrigerator or the freezer and then just pop them back out. I would assume in the fridge they probably last maybe like 2 to 3 days, and then the freezer they probably can last a couple of months, and then just individually wrap them, put them in a freezer bag, pop them out, maybe 30 seconds to a minute. I have not tried this, but this would be what I would try, because remember what happened? All of mine got eaten the same day we cooked them, because we are a kolache family. So I hope you enjoyed those recipes. If you love what we're up to, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to be part of the family. And if you want to, you can hit that notification button. It'll just let you know when we upload new goodies. You'll be the first to know about that. So other than that, I hope you try these. Like I said, if you make some of this stuff, would you just post it down in the comments on how you felt about it? Or if you have other variations of it or other snacks that you make that are keto friendly that you take to parties, drop that in the comments for me. That would be so super cool if we could start sharing that stuff. So thanks so much. I hope you have a fantastic week, and thank you again for spending some of your time with me. It means the world to us. Later.